My people, shalom, shalom, shalom. Hola, ¿cómo estás? What's good? How are you? I think it's Okinawa. Okay, I don't know. Let me not even try to just do that because I don't know. What's good? Hey everyone. I pray everyone is well. Shalom, shalom. I hope my people is well. Um, I wanted to speak to everybody, but primarily I wanted to make this particular message to my so-called white brothers and sisters, the Caucasian people. There is a heart-to-heart we need to have concerning the times. Concerning the times that we are in, it is imperative that I say some things and that y'all hopefully hear me, although I'm sure anything important, YouTube definitely going to shadow ban. My channel's already very small to begin with because I've been building it straight from pretty much YouTube. I barely even share it to Facebook. So it's mostly just built just from subscription base, which means it's barely ever seeing new people unless like through my ministry or whatever. People find me. But again, sometimes I do share to Facebook. So I go to say all these things like just to come and talk to you people, my people, all people, but primarily so-called Caucasian people tonight because there is so much going on right now, and I just need to speak. We got to talk. Things is getting more crazy. People's trying to set like all this stuff up. Wickedness is running rampant. People's trying to set off civil wars on this earth. I feel like so. On top of like all the chaos and wars and everything else already happening throughout the world. So let me just go ahead and talk to people and try to just bring my point across to it if I can. Alright, so let me see where I should start. Let's start with, there's many things that need to be said, but what brought this up, I watched a very good video for Truth Unedited. That's not even all that brought it up. That just sparked my heart more to say something. Truth Unedited brought a very great video out this evening speaking on white, black, such and such, and many other things. But man, on the culture of black culture, right? My dude is always on point. He, bless his heart, may the Most High bless him, because he's just, I love his videos. I appreciate his content. I appreciate his work. Before that, my brother K. Judah did a video earlier today. That video was heavy. And that video had my heart stirred. That's the first time I really had heard about the Nolan situation. Another boy, another young melanated man attacked for, I think, being black, if I'll be honest. And again, I don't like calling people by these stupid colors. So-called black, so-called white. I hate labeling people like that because it's ridiculous. Like, the Most High have made us in his image, and we are far more than the shade of skin that we are. So, though you may be white or though you may be black, you're beautiful and you're perfect just how the Most High have made you. Please know that to start with. Okay. So, another young man was killed. I think maybe like Monday or something is when, Monday was when his body was found. That just passed. And this is, I'm in July, early July 2026. So I want to say late July 7th, July 8th is today, which is actually probably after midnight. But anyway, why was this young boy killed? He was with 3 or 4 of his friends. It was some rich white boys. And it was in Louisiana or Texas, one of the places. Or Mississippi, actually, I think it was. Dude was killed probably for being a good linebacker. And one of those little white boys, at least, family, was full of jealousy. Him and his family was probably full of jealousy. And they have no regard for life. They have no regard for humans. They have no regard for life. And they're probably some of them people that do hold by whatever those wicked people have set up this country goes by. And it's not true. Thinking that some people is over other people. First of all, no. Never. No people is over another people. No black person is lesser than a white person. No white person is lesser than a black person. No Asian person's lesser than a Spanish person. Like, no person is less than another person. We are all humans. We are all made in the image of the Most High God. We are all made of Him. Now, there's a chosen people, the Most High, and that is what I'll get into next. But as far as people being people, we are all made evenly. Although there is a seed of Satan as there is a seed of the Most High Yah, right? So that's important too. One is ruled by the Most High, and the other is ruled by the wickedness, the demonic, the entities of hell, Sheol. So those things are important to say. And by the way, while I'm doing this, I am painting, just to give you a heads up, if you can't tell already, right? So I'm painting, and I'm also doing a little sanding on certain areas that still need sanded, but I've pretty much got most of it sanded and caulked. So let me turn this off briefly. If I could turn it off, alright, I guess that's good. Alright, so why did this little young guy, Nolan, get killed? Why? He was a linebacker, a good one from what I heard. The little I've known, I have not done much research, so I'm not going to sit here and act like I have. But the dude was a little good linebacker from what I heard. He went on a trip with a bunch of rich white boys and their family to a private area. Like, they even went on a private boat dock, which shows it all. Yes, I agree. In most situations like that, man, my brother said earlier, like, you shouldn't be going off with people like that, like, meaning them rich white folks. I agree. You should never be going with them rich white folks, because them rich white folks is not like the regular people. But, like, I always thought it was like people in these sororities that was the issue, and those was usually typically rich white people, right? And I always thought them particular people was the synagogue of Satan type of worshipers, the 6-point star so-called worshipers. They will say that there are certain people, but we won't call them the 6-point star worshipers, right? Even though they don't say that they're that. That's what they are primarily. But these people are the ones that, like, in my opinion, this is why I've always looked at it, like, these particular people like to try to melt and act like they're the same as everybody else when they're not. These people act like they're just regular so-called white people, regular so-called average people, like the person next door, so to say, and they're not. They want to try to, like Epstein, just try to melt in with everybody, act like they're just a normal Joe Smo, when that's absolutely could never be further from the truth. That these people are wicked, these people are evil, these people have no love for any of us, whether white or black. They want to kill us all, and they do that by dividing us. They continue dividing us to get us all against each other, because you're dividing, you conquer. I got paint on my phone. And they've been continually doing this, and they're going to continue doing this as long as they're able. So we, as people, got to get wise and rise up against these people in their narrative. One, we know that, first of all, our people is not supposed to white people or black people. Our people, my people, is those who is in the Most High, first and foremost. Then secondly, after that, my people is mankind, right? But I do understand where some people say white and black and what have you. Like my brother, K. Judah, he likes to talk about, like, he was saying how the people should, like, the boy should say pretty much, this is paraphrasing, mind you, the boy should have stayed with some so-called black people, not only these rich white people. And in certain cases like that, I agree. Now, is regularly, I don't think all white people is bad. I do think the small percentage is making it bad for everybody. I do think that Satan can have control of people's hearts and that also plays a part. But in general, uh, I don't look at it like color. Many people, some people do, but I don't. I thought that we were all one of a kind. Like, and I still think that, even if other people does not. I think that we are all made in the image of the Most High God. I think that, I understand some people have thought stuff back when, like, I'm 41. Ever since I've been alive, things have been a certain way to where, like, I personally have been raised right next and right along, so to speak, with so-called black people. I have always hung out with all so-called black people. I've not really hung out with many white people throughout my life. I've grown up next to so-called black people. I've lived with so-called black people. I have hung out with them my whole entire life. And not only have I, my family members, my grandma, first of all, everybody that I know other than my skinny grandpa was either best friends or very, very close. Their first friend was so-called a black person, right? So I never ever have thought about so-called white people, so-called black people situations differently. I have experienced some sorts of racism throughout life. Even as a child, I remember when I used to go hang out with, like when I first started really dating more, when I was like 15, 18 area, even before I was like even dating, just starting to hang out with guys and stuff like that, I was going over the area where it was a hood area where we just moved out of, and I worked by there, and I was going over there, and I do remember like a couple parents being very, very, very like mean or racist or whatever towards me. I don't know why this thing just popped back on. That was very weird. But the people was being kind of mean and racist too, or towards me, whatever. And they're like, nah, she can't come here. She got to go. Why you bring this white girl here? What do I say other than, okay, I'm sorry you feel that way, or, whatever. I hope you have a blessed day, whatever. Like, I don't know what else I'm supposed to say to that. People is entitled to their own opinions. Whether it's right, that's between them and God. But you are entitled to it. Even me, I'm sure I'm not right on everything in the world. I try to walk in other people's shoes, and I try to do everything how I believe the Lord would allow and want us to. But I haven't always been that way. I haven't always been who I am today. So I'm not going to sit here and pretend like I'm perfect or that I'm not above reproach, because I'm not. I fall short constantly, just like anybody else. But I say all these things to say, like, I grew up and these things was not issues. What's going on today, I never, ever, ever in my life thought no black person was any different than me. I never looked at no black person with no other kind of problem like they was less than me, ever. And I still don't, and nor will I ever. That is my brother, that is my sister. Whether even the people believe in the Most High, it don't matter. You were the same to me as anybody else. I love you. You're my people, period. And that's why I've always looked at that. And not only myself, but my grandmother, my dad, my uncles, everybody in our family have always. The first time I ever read the Bible in my life was, and like, the reason why it still bothers me, I'm going to be honest, like, I don't know why I would be speaking about these things this young or even worried about it. That's probably the thing that bothers me the most. But a situation came on about a month and a half, maybe 2 months ago, I don't know, some short time ago, having to do with my ministry group that I am affiliated with, the church that I, like, church community I agreed to becoming, like, I wanted to become part of, whatever. Right after I decided to really start becoming a part of it, some big discussions came out. I don't know if it's because I had mentioned, like, having, like, biracial children or whatever the situation is. I don't know what made the situation came about, but the situation came about. Then all of a sudden it was that, like, Gentiles cannot be saved. White people supposedly should not be mixed with black people. Just like all this crazy stuff. Stuff that I was not expecting to hear. I wasn't expecting everybody to, accept me with open arms and life to be perfect, because that's not going to happen till the Messiah comes, or even probably after that. But anyway, I expected like things to be cool, and it wasn't as cool, and that is what it is. Like, I give it all to to the Messiah, like whatever. Well, we got to talking like during all these different talks that everybody was having. We started talking about race. We started talking about people of different so-called like skin shades having children. Now, when I was little, when I was like, I don't know, probably between 5 and 7, the first time I ever really opened the Bible for myself was I was having a conversation with my grandpa. Again, this is the part that bothers me. I don't know why I would be worried about this thing so young in my life, because it's not normal. And I really don't understand my grandpa's dad, and he probably wouldn't know why I even was speaking about this anyways, but whatever. So we lived down on Kitchener, which is off of Coble and Lockbourne at the time. I stayed with my grandpa and his baby mom. And my mom was not around when I was a child. Most of my life she was not around. And my dad was busy doing him whatever. So I was raised with whoever, right? Like just wherever, whatever. Anyway, one day me and my grandpa got into a probably somewhat of an argument, possibly. He told me that God is not alright with people mixing. And by mixing, he meant white people and black people was like it was illegal against the standards of the Most High God for so-called white people and so-called black people to mix by laying together, by marriage, by having children. Why did he say that? I don't know. Like, I couldn't figure it out, but I knew immediately right then, with just being a young girl, having barely that strong, I had a relationship with the Most High, but I was little. Like, I have been only just depending on the Most High because I've been alone all my life. Like, that's who I called on, that's who I cried to. I was scared. Everything I went through, I just gave it to the Most High from being that young. But I didn't have no, like, a relationship with him like I did now, like, adult relationship to him. Being my word like that, knowing, being strong as if I am today. Although I felt like I was awful strong at that time, but that's neither here nor there. I say all this stuff to say, I go into my Bible to prove to my grandpa that that's a lie. That it does not say that, because we legit got into it. As a young girl. So I'm like, no, it does not say that you cannot mix with a so-called person that is a different skin tone. I, again, don't know why I was so mad about this. I do know why I was so mad. I don't know why I was so, like just wanting and knowing. Because I had never read the Bible. I'm sure I read some verses or whatever before that. I never got into the Bible like that. But from that day, I got into the Bible and went all the way through it and proved that it did not say that in it. And then guess what? It doesn't. Still to this day, it does not say that you can't mix with somebody of an opposite skin shade. It says you're not supposed to mix with somebody that, and this, again, I'm paraphrasing, mind you. You are not supposed to mix with a person who have given their heart to a different God. So if I'm worshiping the Most High, like I give you the example of my baby dad, who was saying he was a Christian when I met him. I thought I was a Christian at that time, and I was wrong, okay, because I'm not. I am a child of the Most High and my Messiah, Yeshua Jesus, right? But I thought I was in an indoctrination so much so at that time. And I'm not saying I'm not now because, yeah, I'm still learning and walking. But he told me he was Christian too, and he wasn't. And one day I'm going to give this whole testimony because it was during this time the Lord had been dealing with me, showing me that we don't all worship the same God. And this was like 2018, 2019, 2020 area. And I thought I knew this, but boy, I was not ready for it. I thought I was ready for the test, and I was not, because I failed. I failed big time. I fell short. Hence, now being 41 years old as a baby mom. When I had been praying and fasting for many years for a husband, falling short and becoming a baby mom because we do not all worship the same God. and we do not all have the same morals. My morals is not your morals. I don't care who, what, when, where, and why. So because this person said he was a Christian, I trusted in him without even checking his fruits like an idiot. I'm like, oh yeah, Christian's a fruit. Cool. Let's go. Nah. I was dumb. Dumb and stupid, so to speak. But it is what it is. I am not where I'm at, and may the Most High have grace on me, period. And may He raise my child, help me raise my daughter up the way that she should go. Cover her, bless her, and let her be married and never be doing any wicked and stupid and dumb mistakes that I've made in my life. Blessed be His will for her too, but I pray that His will be done, whatever that is. Okay? We'll leave it there. Y'all's will be done in my life, on my child's life, on all of our life. So, I had learned this lesson by seeing that we do not all worship the same God, that we all have different, many of us have different morals, different gods, different things that we're worshiping and following. Even if somebody says that they're following Jesus and they believe in Jesus, it doesn't mean that they actually do. And most times, I would say they actually do not. Actually, if we'll be real about it. Their fruits is going to show that they're walking different, that they're walking according to the word, if they do believe on the word of God. But again, most people's fruits is lies, and most people's fruits is wrong. So, my grandpa, I think that was probably the only so-called possible racist person in my family that I knew of. Nobody else was. Like, all the rest of us, all me, my uncles, my aunts, my dad, everybody, my grandma, we all was just, like, hanging out with everybody. It was not no issue. We didn't have no race issues. It wasn't no thing like that. And I live in Ohio. So, I think whatever issues is really going on may have an issue like at the divide line of the north and south. I don't know this to be for sure, but it kind of seems like it from what I have seen and noticed and understood, especially over the last years. Like, for instance, okay, let's go to this real quick. Let's talk about the young boy Nolan. I spoke about him and the boys attacking him. Let's also talk about, there's a young girl I just did a video on. I cannot remember how to say her name. It was like a Spanish or French name. I think it was French, like Nazita. I don't know how to say it. Her last name. A young girl in North Carolina or South Carolina was found hung on a tree that was at a House of Prayer church. In the back, on a House of Prayer church, hung on a tree. Okay, so if this thing, I don't think happens in the north, and if it does, it has not happened in a very long time. It's unacceptable to happen anywhere. Let me say that. It's not okay. I do not believe that people are killing themselves. I do not believe by no means people are hanging themselves centuries, especially as so-called black people with the history that has been done in this nation against them. People are not doing that at all. I would say the only time somebody's possibly doing that is in a mental institution or in jail. But most people's not even doing that. People's going to find a different way to go about that. They're just not going to kill themselves by that means, okay? I'm sorry for such an ugly face. I'm just so passionate about this. I'm so serious about this. Like, no, bro. No. So, if they're not killing themselves up here on the northern half, but yet they're so called killing themselves on the southern half of the United States, what's really going on? Let's first say that and pause it while we think about that. Secondly, why isn't any white people hanging themselves? I've not heard about no white people hanging in trees. Have you? Just saying. When's the last time you heard about a white person hanging in a tree? Matter of fact, you know what? Let's Google and find out. How about that? Let's see what Google has to say about this really quick, because maybe they know more than I do. When was the last Caucasian or white person found hanging in a tree dead? Search. Okay, so The Delta student was a Delta student. Was it a so-called Caucasian person or white person? Because it's in Mississippi, so the white person get hung in Mississippi? Is that what this is trying to tell me? It's being slid to load. Trey Reed. No, that's a black student. Okay, so there we go. Boom. Cleveland, Mississippi. All right. Just to prove right there. No white people. Homeless man. Corey Zakutis. Was this person Caucasian? Sorry, it's being slow to load. So, we're understanding here, no white people so far are hanging injuries. Why? Because they don't find that to be a good way to kill themselves. How much more somebody where people have been wrongly done with this a history against doing it, how much more would they not be doing it? They're not hanging themselves is my point. They are not. Okay, so this person does look to be Caucasian. Hanging in a tree in a wooded area September 15, 2025 in Mississippi, where many other people are found hanging. So obviously somebody is murdering people there and calling it suicide. Which is not cool. It's not cool at all. And the Most High is going to bring the truth out. Period. Like, bro, this stuff is sickening. A 19-year-old, and on April 13, 2026, a 19-year-old Latino man was found hanging from a tree in Quackenbow Street, Northwest Washington, D.C., within the Metropolitan Police Department Sports District headquarters. Within sight of it. He was unconscious, not breathing. He was pronounced dead at the scene. And was there for 3 days there was silence. What the heck, bro? So, alright. Now there's a Latino man being hung. Okay. People, so I guess there's like 1 or 2 Caucasian so-called people being hung. But every single one other than this current just came about have all been so-called black. And I say, like, bro, it's sickening. This is nasty. Let's talk about it. People's not just hanging themselves. I'm sorry. Again, if they're in jail, maybe. But I would say then it's even something else they're probably doing. People's probably going to overdose. People's going to do anything else before hanging themselves. Like, that's just crazy. It's sickening. It's stupid. All right? So, let's talk about the next important things. If we believe, as so-called white people, there's an issue and we need to stand up against this stupidness and this ignorance and this wickedness and start speaking out like, hey, we don't believe that these things are happening the right way. That's not okay. Let's start speaking against it. This is wicked. We don't agree with these people doing these things, or we're trying to just say that these things are happening and covering them up, that people's killing themselves when they're not. Something needs to happen. That's one thing. We also need to say, hey, I hope I didn't get paint on her. We also need to say, hey, we don't want this law that have been going on since this place, 1792? I don't know. Whenever this place became a nation, 1782, 1772, whatever the year was. They've been saying that so-called black people is only 3/5 of a person. No, not true. Not the situation. You can't show me that in the Bible, so it's not the case. Right? We need to stand up against that too, because that's wrong. It's not right. It's unacceptable. What's the next thing? Reparations. Should so-called black people that have been their people have been brought over here wrongly, those are the chosen people have been brought over here wrongly, should they be getting reparations? Yes. Why? Because the Bible says they should. That's why. And I don't argue with the Bible because I'm not stupid. That's why. If you want to argue, I wouldn't. I would advise any and every single person in the world to never argue against the Word of God. Just go with it. Go with it, flow with it. Does that mean that you allow these people to manipulate the Word and say somebody is the few Jews who's not? No. That doesn't mean that. And for you to stand against that does not mean that you're arguing. By arguing, I mean standing against the actual Word. Like, for instance, we have many curses coming on us as a nation right now because we are helping the wrong people but persecuting the right people. And I don't mean we as in me, but I'm speaking on we as in the nation. This nation is persecuting the so-called real people of the Most High Yah, and I don't mean so-called, the real people of the Most High Yah, and not persecuting the fake people of the Most High Yah. Rather, they are letting the people intertwine, become one with our Navy. It's really crazy. Or our Army, I mean. It's really crazy when you think about it. These people are now so close to coming part one of us. Like, bro, what is going on here? It's sickening. It's ridiculous, and apparently there's no issue with it. Why? I don't know. I would love to know why. Because we should have an issue with it. But yet we are over here allowing people to murder the so-called black people that is the actual chosen people of the Most High. And again, I'm not saying every black person, right? But yet, even no matter who, what anybody is, whether you're white, black, pink, purple, orange, yellow, green, whatever your color is, you're still human and you deserve to be respected. You deserve to be loved. You are perfect just the way the Most High made you. If you are white, guess what? The Lord made you that way. You're beautiful just the way you are. If you are black, the Lord made you that way. You are just beautiful just the way you are. Please do not change yourself for nothing. You are so beautiful. You are so perfect just how Yah made you. He don't make mistakes. Please remember that. And I mean that with everything in me. Truly. So, let us start standing in solidarity against these things. Let us start standing in solidarity against this wickedness. Let us start speaking out against it so we can say, hey, this is where we stand. It goes no further. Hey, this is my brother. This is my sister. You're not going to do nothing against them. And you're not going to be murdering people's children. You're not going to be attacking people. You're not going to be doing all this racist crap against people. Like, bro, it's sickening. And I really believe these people that are doing it are portraying as so-called white people, and they're Satanists. There are many Satanists that is white. It's true, and that's a fact, and they are very, very wicked. Now, are they all just regular, average white people? I would say, I don't know. I would say probably not. But I don't even know my own lineage to go speak on other people's lineage, rather than only those that are Satan lovers, those who worship Satan. Everybody else, I don't know their lineage. I don't know those things. When I can't even know my own, how am I supposed to know somebody else's? Like, that's it's too much for me to know. So we need to stand against those that are clearly out there wrong, and we need to say something against those. And we need to speak and stand for those who are doing right and who are in the right, and those who are being done wrongly against. Like the people, like the young boy Nolan, like the boy who just got done foul, when they just railroaded over him. What is his name? Carmelo Anthony. They did that young man so foul. And I have been praying for him. And let me tell you, I came under such an attack on Facebook because of it. And that's how you know people are wicked and crazy and racist. And there has been so much racist stuff that have been, every time I get on the freaking Citizen app, it's ignorant racist people on there speaking. I really feel it's most likely a bot, to be honest. But I don't know that for sure. But it does seem like there's like 2 or 3 bots every time something happens. The bots pop up and they start speaking. I would say that that's kind of likely the case. But even if it is, or even if it's not, it is important for you white person, me white person, any white person, and really any people in general, but especially as white people, to speak up and say our part. Like, hey, I'm not with this. I have been saying it for many years. I have repented. I have repented for my forefathers. I've been telling people, and I'll continue telling people all of these things. I love my brothers and sisters. I stand with my brothers and sisters no matter what. I claim Messiah no matter what. I claim the Most High no matter what. Even before I had any child that is biracial, this is how my stance has been since I have been a young child, 5 years old or so. all the way till today. My heart has always been with people. My heart has always been with the people of the Most High God before I even knew they were the people of the Most High God. The Lord has given me a heart for these people since I have been young. Why? I don't know. Probably because they're His people, but I didn't know that then. I knew my grandmother started putting this into me when I was a very young child. My grandmother, that was the wife of my grandpa that I was telling you the story about, but her and my grandpa broke up. But I say all this to say, she had put this thing in me when I was that young, and I was the first grandchild. She told me the atrocities that had been done against the children of the Most High people, and she didn't know exactly, or she didn't know, she didn't tell me. She knew the people was special, and since then I know the people was special because she told me. She told me about the Margaret Sanger and all the abortion crap they was doing against them. She told me about all the wickedness that was happening against them. And she was telling me about how they were special people and how that they had an anointing and how they were beautiful and special, and just how like there was just something about them that she could not put her finger on, but it was our duty to protect these people. This is what my grandmother told me as a child. And I put this thing in my heart. She said, if somebody's doing people wrong, you were supposed to stand up. If they are bullying or doing whatever to this person, you are supposed to stand up in the gap and make sure you can do what you can do. Like whatever you can do, you're supposed to be doing. So whether it means that you need to speak up, whether it means stand and get in front of them, block and shield this person's life, you do that. Whatever it takes, you're supposed to do that for them people. And I have done that my whole entire life. And I got that from my grandmother from the time I was little. She done it before me. My dad done it before me. All of us have been raised without hatred in our hearts. All of us have been raised as so-called black people, being my neighbor, my brother, my sister, with no hatred in our hearts. We have nothing but love for our brothers and sisters. Way before, again, let me say it again, before I had any children, likewise, right? I had this love for my people, period. And not only me, all of my people. I had gotten it from other people, my family members that came before me. They have to be the ones to show me. So here in Ohio, Columbus, Ohio especially, we haven't had those issues that other people have, that these other areas have. I am shocked that these areas, especially in the South, are still having these wicked issues, and they're just covering it and saying the things they're saying. It's wicked, it's sickening, and we are not with it. And I will use my channel to speak against it. And I know my elders say, and I believe this is the case because the Word of God, sorry, I'm having some kind of crap in my throat. I cannot speak, or I cannot teach the chosen people of the Most High, but I can't just teach them the laws, the Word of God, right? Does not mean that I can't be doing things in general, and it doesn't mean that I can't be supportive, but I can be telling my people, as I have been, meaning white people, and the rest of the world, and I have continued, and I will continue. I will always do a ministry for the Most High, as long as the Most High wills me to, and spread His word the best that I can, through whatever means possible. So that I will continue doing, and that's what I'm doing here again right now. And this message is becoming very long, so I definitely will try to get it put on here in just a second. But it was just really important that I say this to the internet, to the world, to brothers and sisters there's brothers and sisters that are struggling right now with people that look like me, Gentiles, getting salvation because of our skin color, which is really crazy. But I understand the things that you've been through some way. I can't say I understand fully because I wasn't alive when those certain things was happening. But know that you have a friend and a brother or a sister. Well, I'm not a brother, I'm a sister. You have a sister in me. You have a friend in me. You have a confidant in me. You have somebody to stand in the gap and to hold your hand and help out always as I can in me. That I will not sell you out. I will not do you wrong. I will not sell you short. Whatever the case may be, I will stand like I'm supposed to in the Word, as I always have. I always will, because that's what we're supposed to do. And I don't do that because I love me or because I love you, but because I love Him first. Because I love the Most High first. Is the reason my heart can be focused right for any of these things, just to keep it real. So I'll probably just end it there because this message is becoming so long. I hope it's not too crazy in the background. I hope it's not too hard to hear. And I hope I spoke clearly enough. And sorry that I look crazy and so does my background. I pray that y'all have a blessed night. Blessings, my people. May everyone be safe. May everybody be covered by the Most High. And may you give your life to the Most High if you don't know Him. And if you do know Him, or if you don't know Him, go ahead and repent and turn back to Him while you may. Because time is short and the Messiah is soon to come. So please, don't be left here with all the chaos and the craziness of this world. Please turn to the Messiah and get right. And then check your heart and make sure your heart's right. And you can only do that through walking through obedience and through His Word. You've got to be right on His Word and walking in truth to have your heart right and not in hate like the rest of the world. Alright, I love y'all. I hope y'all are cool, good, have a blessed day, blessed night. Again, this message is for everybody, but primarily to my white brothers and sisters. White people in general. Peace.